Today is a good day. I'm out running beautiful countryside. Thought I'd hit the forest trails. So why is today a good day? Well, you want to see a video from me in the last week or so. I don't like posting runs when I just don't feel very motivated. I feel like a bit of a running fraud. I mean, I feel like a bit of a running fraud anyway because I've not got the build of a regular runner and I haven't got the natural ability of a regular runner. But I enjoy it, you know, when I'm out and I'm running along, I do enjoy it. But I haven't loved it over the last 7 days. In fact, there's been times I'm like, bleh, I just can't be asked to get out. So in today's video, I just want to give you a few tips that you can use to regain your motivation to run. Most people, when you talk to them about any kind of fitness or motivation or willpower or something like that, they just wish they had a little bit more discipline, as if discipline is a missing ingredient. If they just had that little bit of discipline, everything else would fall into place. And there's a rule I always like to follow, that environment always trumps discipline. Okay, what that means is set your environment up so that all the obstacles are out of the way. Make sure your kit is clean and ready to go. Make sure your watch is charged if you like to run with the watch. Make sure your batteries on your GoPro is charged. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Make sure you've got prompts all over the house, on your monitor screen, on your phone, whatever, encouraging you to run. So make sure it's really easy just to get your trainers on and run. And that's my first tip. Now the next one is quite hard to do right now because of the lockdown and pandemic, but you may be watching this in the future when there's a bit more freedom. And the next tip is to run with friends. Find somebody that you like to run with, whether they're slightly better than you, the same standard or whatever it is, and just hit the trails, get out on a run with those. Okay, they're going to help you, hold you accountable, shut this gate, and encourage you when you're feeling a bit bleh. So that's a great little tip. The inverse of that is if you're somebody a little bit like me, who despite these videos is a bit of an introvert, forget your friends, get out on your own to have some real good quality me time. And if you're running along and you just think, you know what, I just want to take this in for a second, like I do here, just sit and enjoy it. And make sure that your running facilitates a little bit of me time or a little time to think. Okay, the next one that I really had to work on for the last week is to start varying my training. Over the last sort of 6 months I've been working the running coach and I've been doing a lot of math training where, you know, it's been long, slow, steady. I've even been putting a metronome in my ears and then just playing the metronome, same pace, sometimes the same route, all these different things, and I just needed some variety. So I started introducing some sprints, some treadmill work, even some gymnastics, kettlebell work, because I just needed a bit of variety in my training. Quite often, a lot of those exercises, movements really translate into your running and can really help. I love this little stretch here, with all the moss on the stones. It just looks like something out of Middle Earth. So these little paths and little steps just running up there. And my next point is to make your running a lot less complex. I was going out, I was taking my GoPro to do vlogs and videos, I was taking my earphones to play my metronome and play some music, I was taking my phone so that I could follow the routes that I picked out, I was having to follow the advice of my coach, you know, I took my dog on a lot of runs, and it was just really complex. And all those complexities just took some of the fun out of just getting out and enjoying some of this beautiful scenery and just getting one foot in front of the other and just finding the beauty in that movement through the countryside. My next one is the inverse of that, and that's use technology. if you're someone who goes out and and you like to see stats and data and tracking, and you like to have a look at your runs, or it's something that you don't do very often, then that can be quite motivating for people, because progress is the biggest motivating factor in anything we try and do. So if cutting out the technology didn't work, thinking about adding some technology. This next one's quite a serious point, and it's serious to me because I had a period of real depression when I left the Marines and I was trying to resettle in civilian life. I really struggled. Some of the things that I saw and did in my past, I just didn't know what to think about it, and I was really struggling. So my next point is to really take time for your mental health. Sometimes you feel you need to work out, but actually you need to be working in and working on yourself. So my next point is to really improve your mental health, and exercise does that sometimes. But if you feel you have to go, quite often it's another layer of pressure that you don't always need. So make sure mentally you're quite strong. Next, I want you to think about visualizing the end result. What's it going to be like when you get to the end of the run? How are you going to feel? But also, what's it going to be like to achieve your running goals, whatever they are right now, whether it's a specific event, whether it's a certain level, a certain time. And just think about the end goal. Because quite often when you're in the moment and it's horrible in your run, you completely forget just how good it's going to feel at the end. Don't forget when you're out running and you've worked hard and you know you have and you've done really well, that you need to reward yourself every now and again. What is it that you like to do? How do you treat yourself? It doesn't have to be food related or kit related or anything like that. Nice warm bath, nacho night in front of the TV, enter a different race, buy a new bloody t-shirt, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, okay? But just find little rewards for every time you achieve something. One of the things that really motivates me, and I've heard other YouTubers say this as well, is just giving back to the running community. These little videos, these little tips, look at this. Sharing the routes, sharing the runs, sharing the experiences, sharing your knowledge, sharing the ups and the downs, whatever it is, but just find some way to give back to the community. Get in some of the Facebook groups, that's about running and stuff like that, and just post stuff, help other people. Okay, the next one, two sides to it. First of all, if you're not blocking out time to go for a run and to do your training, and start. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe life's just a little bit too complex. Struggling to find the time, and just blocking time out in your diary and sticking to that can make all the difference. The flip side of that is don't block time out. If you're someone who's already trying to plan and it's just not going, it's an added pressure, just be a bit more free with it, be a bit more fluid. Run when you want to run, don't run when you don't want to run, and just take the pressure off. Do you remember getting new shoes as a kid? Like you'd get them on and you'd get outside and you'd be like, look Dad, look how fast I can run, and look how pretty they are, look how nice they are. Whatever it was, sometimes getting yourself some new kit can make all the difference, because you want to get out and you want to use it, you want to try it, test it. So maybe that's what you're missing. Just got out of the wind for a minute behind this tree. One of the things I had to work on since Christmas, where I piled on a load of weight after doing the 100 mile and doing nothing after that, is my physical health. That was holding me back because my knee was hurting, my ankle was hurting, I had all sorts of swelling all over my leg, cracks in the side of my feet where my feet had dried out, and I'd put on a few pounds over Christmas, and I needed to sort that physical stuff out before I was ready to start running again. And now I'm half stone down, weight's still coming down, and all my aches and pains kind of eased off a little bit. And today, like I said, is a good day. I'm enjoying it. Let's get it done. Next one then is get yourself some goals. There's a great quote, which is a person without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, and you know, you just can kind of wander aimlessly. If you've not watched my goals video for 2021, then you'll find a link wherever it is. I think it's up there. Go watch it. I'll help you structure some good goals to give you some purpose and to get you training, because you know that you're going to make progress and it's going to be effective. With this one, I want to encourage you to make training fun. The reason why I'm here in the forest is because I love this. I love seeing the squirrels running around, the birds, the terrain. I just love all that kind of stuff. So any way that you can make running fun can really help. Get down here so you're jumping over roots and running up and down hills. It's not all just flat, same terrain, same view. Get out into the countryside. If you run a lot in the countryside, get into the towns or on the canals. Okay, but just try and make it fun in some way. Maybe even sign up for like a virtual challenge or something like that. It's a great way to help you find your motivation again. And the final one is, don't underestimate the power that a race or an event can have. I know it's tough right now because of COVID, but as with everything, it's going to pass. At some point it will pass. So look for events, look for races, have a bit of courage and book it. It's got to happen at some point. My one word of advice for that, and to wrap up this video, is don't pick something that's too far away. Or if you do, if you've got a big event, say at the end of the year, have another couple of events running up to that. Because that motivation you'll get from entering the race is probably not going to kick in until you're about 12 to 6 weeks out. So you need some way of just keeping you picked up and working towards that bigger goal. So pick an event, have a bit of courage, sign up, pay, commit to it. All that will help you remain accountable and transparent towards your goals. That is incredibly motivating. So from me, Craig, Mr. Motivator Williams, check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and if you've enjoyed this one, let me know, because you know what, I've enjoyed it too.